Have you ever pondered how Islamic teachings can provide guidance in resolving current global issues? In the flurry of today's rapid changes, global conflicts, and shifting paradigms, we often find ourselves in need of a guiding light. And what better source of wisdom to turn to than the enduring teachings of Islam? You see, Islam, a religion followed by over 1 billion people worldwide, isn't just a set of rituals or rules. It's a comprehensive way of life that offers invaluable insights into the challenges we face today. At the heart of Islam is the message of peace and compassion. In a world grappling with conflicts and unrest, these teachings serve as a beacon of hope, encouraging us to strive for peaceful resolutions and to approach global issues with a compassionate heart. Moreover, Islam underscores the importance of social justice, urging us to address global disparities and advocate for a more equitable world. It also emphasizes environmental stewardship, providing us with a blueprint for sustainable practices and responsible ecological choices. In an increasingly diverse world, Islamic teachings encourage understanding and respect for people of all faiths, fostering peaceful coexistence and interfaith harmony. It also provides guidance on responding to some of the most pressing issues of our time, such as the ongoing refugee and migrant crises, with empathy and practical solutions. And let's not forget about the fight against extremism. Islam is often misinterpreted by extremist groups who misuse the religion to justify violence. But by examining the true teachings of Islam, we can dispel these misconceptions and reinforce the message of peace, tolerance, and rejection of extremism. Lastly, in a world marked by economic disparities and financial crises, the principles of Islamic economics offer a unique perspective, guiding us towards a more just economic system. And as we grapple with recent global health crises, Islamic teachings on hygiene, self-care, and community support remain as relevant as ever. Now, let's delve deeper into these topics and explore how Islamic teachings are being applied in the modern world. Consider the principle of social justice in Islam, a powerful tool for addressing global disparities. Islamic teachings emphasize the importance of equality and the fair distribution of resources. Let's take a case study to illustrate this principle. Consider Egypt, where Farida El-Chubachi, an octogenarian journalist and political writer, became the first woman in over 4 decades to preside over the opening session of parliament. This milestone was achieved after a record number of female lawmakers were elected, signaling a shift in patriarchal attitudes in the socially conservative Muslim-majority nation. El-Chubachi's goal to improve human rights for all Egyptians is a testament to the Islamic principles of equality and justice. She is challenging social stereotypes and perceptions, paving the way for a more equitable society. This case study illustrates how Islamic principles can guide us towards a more equitable world. Reflect on the environmental crisis the world faces today. How can Islam guide us here? Islam, in its wisdom, emphasizes the principle of environmental stewardship, urging us to care for the earth, our shared home. Let's consider the case of Indonesia, the world's most populous Muslim-majority country. In response to rampant deforestation and environmental degradation, local communities have begun to apply Islamic teachings of environmental stewardship. They've cultivated a movement of eco-mosques, which not only use renewable energy and promote recycling, but also engage their communities in environmental education and conservation activities. These efforts are based on the Islamic concept of khalifa or stewardship. It's a belief that humans are entrusted by God to protect and sustain the earth's resources. This principle encourages a sense of responsibility and respect towards our environment, inspiring sustainable practices and mindful consumption. The impact of such initiatives extends beyond religious lines. They inspire a broader societal shift towards environmental consciousness and prove that religious teachings can serve as a powerful tool in addressing global issues. As evident from this case, Islam encourages us to be responsible stewards of the earth. Whether it's through individual actions or community initiatives, the application of Islamic principles can lead us towards a more sustainable and environmentally responsible world. In today's diverse world, how does Islam promote interfaith harmony? Let's explore this through a case study. Picture a bustling, vibrant city. It's a melting pot of cultures, religions, and beliefs, a testament to the beauty of diversity. Yet, with diversity often comes misunderstanding, even conflict. But nestled within this city is an Islamic center, a beacon of unity and understanding. The center is diligent in promoting interfaith dialogue, organizing regular meetings with leaders and members of different religious communities. Their goal? To foster respect, understanding, and cooperation among these diverse faiths. Islamic teachings are at the heart of this initiative, emphasizing the importance of respect for all religions. The Quran states, "To you, your religion, and to me, mine." This verse encapsulates Islam's stance on religious tolerance and respect for freedom of belief. Through these efforts, the center has succeeded in bridging gaps and fostering a sense of unity among different faith communities. Misunderstandings have been clarified, friendships have been formed, and a sense of mutual respect and admiration has been cultivated. This case study shows how Islam advocates for peaceful coexistence and respect for all faiths. The essence of Islam is not to convert, but to coexist, to understand and to respect. And in our increasingly interconnected world, this message is more pertinent than ever. How does Islam guide us in addressing the ongoing refugee and migrant crises? The answer lies in its teachings of compassion and mercy towards those in need. Let's consider a case study to illustrate this. Imagine a small community faced with an influx of refugees fleeing conflict. Guided by the Islamic principle of rahmah or mercy, the community opens their arms to these displaced individuals, offering them shelter, food, and security. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, himself was a migrant, seeking refuge in Medina from persecution in Mecca. This historical event, known as the Hijrah, serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of providing refuge to those in need. In addition to offering immediate relief, the community also understands the importance of long-term solutions. They strive to incorporate the refugees into their society, providing them with opportunities for education and employment. This approach is inspired by the Islamic teaching that every human being has the right to dignity and a decent life. This case study demonstrates how Islam's teachings can provide practical solutions to humanitarian challenges. They guide us to extend the hand of compassion and mercy to those most in need, encouraging us to transform our empathy into action. How can we use Islamic teachings to counter extremism and promote peace? This question is a critical one in our current global climate. Let's delve into a case study that illustrates the power of Islamic teachings in combating extremism. In many parts of the world, we see religious scholars taking a proactive role in dispelling misconceptions about Islam and promoting its true message of peace and tolerance. For instance, in countries grappling with extremist ideologies, these scholars conduct workshops and seminars, reaching out to those who may be vulnerable to extremist narratives. They rely on the Quran, the holy book of Islam, and the Hadith, the sayings of Prophet Muhammad, to emphasize the sanctity of life and the importance of peaceful coexistence. These teachings, rooted in compassion and justice, directly counter the narratives spun by extremist groups. Moreover, they emphasize the Islamic principle of la ikrah fid din, meaning there is no compulsion in religion. This principle underscores the freedom of belief and counters the coercive tactics often employed by extremists. In addition to these efforts, community projects inspired by Islamic principles of unity and brotherhood are initiated to foster a sense of belonging and prevent social isolation, a factor that often makes individuals susceptible to extremist ideologies. As this case study illustrates, Islamic teachings reject extremism and uphold peace and tolerance. How does Islam guide us in addressing economic disparities and promoting fair trade? Let's explore this by looking at a case study where the principles of Islamic economics have been applied to create a fairer system. Islamic economics emphasizes the importance of justice, fairness, and avoidance of exploitation in economic transactions. Take the example of Islamic banking, which is based on the concept of risk sharing rather than risk transfer. This system operates without interest, which is known as riba, and is considered exploitative in Islam. Instead, profits and losses are shared between the bank and the customer. This ensures that the financial burden is not placed solely on one party, fostering a more equitable relationship. Another key principle of Islamic economics is zakat, or almsgiving, which is a form of wealth redistribution. It requires Muslims to give a portion of their income to those in need, thereby addressing economic disparities. Islamic economics also encourages ethical trading practices. It prohibits gharar, or uncertainty, in business transactions, which promotes transparency and honesty in trade. This case study highlights how Islamic principles can guide us towards a fairer economic system. Having explored these case studies, we see how Islamic teachings offer solutions to global issues. From advocating for social justice to promoting environmental stewardship, these teachings provide valuable insights for navigating our complex world. In the realm of social justice, Islam's emphasis on equality and fair distribution of resources challenges us to address global disparities and strive for a more equitable society. This principle resonates in today's world, where economic inequities are more pronounced than ever. When it comes to the environment, the Islamic principle of stewardship challenges us to rethink our relationship with nature. In an era marked by climate change and environmental degradation, this teaching offers a blueprint for sustainable living and responsible ecological choices. In promoting interfaith harmony, Islam encourages understanding and respect for all faiths. This principle is particularly relevant in our diverse and interconnected world, where fostering peaceful coexistence is more important than ever. With the ongoing refugee and migrant crises, Islam's compassion for displaced individuals offers a humanitarian perspective that is deeply needed in today's world. This teaching guides us to respond to these crises with empathy and practical solutions. In countering extremism, Islamic teachings dispel misconceptions and reinforce the religion's true message of peace, tolerance, and rejection of violence. This understanding is crucial in our fight against radicalism. In the economic sphere, the principles of Islamic economics, such as charity, prohibition of usury, and ethical trading practices, provide guidance for a more just economic system. These teachings offer a unique perspective in a world marked by economic disparities and financial crises. And finally, in the face of global health crises, Islamic teachings on hygiene, self-care, and community support are more relevant than ever. These principles guide us in prioritizing health and well-being in our societies. Remember, the wisdom of Islam offers valuable insights into current affairs. Let us strive to apply these teachings in our understanding of the world around us.